The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Philippine government has launched a repatriation program for Filipinos in Afghanistan. This is after militant group the Taliban seized more areas, including the capital of Kabul. For the details, we have Dale De Vera joining us live from Mandaluyong City. Dale, what more can you tell us about the repatriation program of the government for Pinoys in Afghanistan?
Sean, the Philippine Labor Department is asking Filipinos in Afghanistan to cooperate in the ongoing repatriation program. Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello III appealed to them to heed the call of the Foreign Affairs Department as tensions continue to escalate. Bello assured displaced OFWs that they will receive cash assistance and will be accommodated to the labor integration program. The Secretary said they will be allowed to return once the situation stabilizes in Afghanistan. The DFA earlier ordered the mandatory repatriation of some 130 Filipinos from the war-torn country. The agency also issued an alert level 4 against Afghanistan, the highest security warning the Philippines has issued on a country. As of Monday morning, at least 32 Filipinos have been evacuated and are already in Doha prior to their flight back to Manila. Another group of 19 Filipinos are also set to leave Afghanistan immediately. The DFA asked Filipinos in Afghanistan to contact the Philippine Embassy in Pakistan for their immediate repatriation. Sean, we are still trying to get a hold of several Filipinos who are still in Afghanistan. We have received reports, though, that those in the NATO base in Kabul said they feel safer now. Sean?
Right, very good to hear. Hoping for a smooth trip home for fellow Pinoys. Dale De Vera of News 5 joining us live from Mandaluyong City. Thanks so much, Dale. In other news, Malacanang says it will not tolerate fully vaccinated people getting their booster shots in other LGUs. In today's Laging Handa briefing, Palace spokesman Harry Roque appealed to the public to wait for a majority to get vaccinated first before availing of booster shots. Roque also said that the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT, is now creating a master list of COVID-19 vaccinees in order to prevent them from getting a third dose.
Hindi po natin kinukonsente yan, no? Dahil marami pa pong hindi nababakunahan. Ang bakuna lang po talaga ang magiging dahilan para matapos na itong pandemyang ito. Hayaan muna natin magkaroon ng population protection ng lahat bago po tayo mag-booster shots.
Experts are reiterating that getting vaccinated is the most effective way to stop any coronavirus variant from spreading. Let's find out more in this Bloomberg Quick Take.
Scientists think that they're caused by small microorganisms called viruses.
1, 2, and 3 would probably be vaccines. We're seeing unvaccinated people are forming the bolus of cases that are now swamping our medical institutions in large swaths of the country.
Yes, there are remedies galore.
So vaccination would keep people out of the hospital. And that is the most important thing that vaccinations can do. Oftentimes, one thing can't protect us completely.
Live and mutant.
And so, especially with viruses spreading as freely as they are in many parts of the U.S. and the world, it's not a bad thing to have a little social distancing.
Stay home.
To have your mask handy, to be able to have more than just your vaccination status be able to protect you. It's just going to be temporary. Delta will get under control, and if we can boost the vaccine programs while we're getting Delta under control, then we'll be in a much better place in a couple of months. But it really starts and ends with vaccines, but things like social distancing and masks are going to help the vaccinated people
Go to bed at a reasonable
be a
hour.
little bit more safe, especially when there's lots of virus going around.
Rest. You might as well make the best of it.
We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay tuned. are still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. PUV drivers and operators have expressed disappointment over the slow release of subsidies under the service contracting program. Gerard de la Peña joins us live from Mandaluyong City for more details. Gerard, hi. What are transport groups planning to do about this issue of slow disbursement?
Well, Sean, transport groups are appealing for the immediate release of funds for PUV drivers. This after the Commission on Audit reported that the funds for the service contracting program of the LTFRB were barely disbursed. Now, the Ayuda network is lamenting the delayed release of cash aid for PUV drivers and operators. COA earlier reported that only 1% was spent under the LTFRB's 6 billion peso fund for the service contracting program. This was meant to provide subsidies to jeepney and bus drivers, calculated based on the kilometers driven for free rides to commuters. The group said that many drivers have transferred to other jobs or sold their jeepney units at a loss just to survive the pandemic. But the LTFRB is still unable to distribute the much-needed funds for drivers. One operator shared that she has tried to approach the LTFRB but was ignored by the agency. The groups also said that even if the LTFRB secures another 3 billion pesos in funds for the rest of the year, this will still go to waste if the same people will handle the disbursement. They also want subcontracted workers handling the funds to be charged with betrayal of public trust for failing to disburse the cash aid to the recipients. For its part, the LTFRB said that the COA report is outdated since it only covered December last year when the registration for the service contracting program has barely started. LTFRB Executive Director Joel Bolano said that the agency did its best to reach as many drivers as possible. The agency is also preparing for the 3 billion peso additional budget for another round of the Ayuda. As early as now, the LTFRB is fixing its database as well as planning for a shorter process of onboarding and disbursements. Sean, the LTFRB will be proposing another 12 billion peso budget also in cash for cash aid for the PUV drivers for next year's national budget. Sean.
Thank you so much for that update and stay safe. That was Gerard de la Peña of News 5 joining us live from Mandaluyong City. In other news, at least 25 members of the New People's Army or NPA were killed in an encounter in eastern Samar. The Philippine Air Force reported that an airstrike took place in Barangay Osmeña in the town of Dolores at around 4 o'clock in the morning. More military personnel have already been deployed to the area for reinforcement as the firefight continues. Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. MMDA Chairman Benhur Abalos said over 10 million COVID-19 shots have been administered across the NCR, with some 4 million residents already fully immunized. Abalos also explained that some LGUs have given first doses to over 100% of their target populations because they also jab non-resident workers. The Foreign Affairs Department reported that at least 32 Filipinos have already been evacuated from Afghanistan, which has already been taken over by the Taliban. DFA Assistant Secretary Ed Meñez said less than 130 Filipinos remain in the Central Asian country, with 19 more scheduled to leave immediately. And the Makabayan Bloc in the House of Representatives have filed a resolution urging the Commission on Elections to extend voters' registration. The lawmakers said that registration should be extended for another month or until October 31 in order to, quote, deter massive voter disenfranchisement amid the pandemic. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.